brother.
Good lord. Good lord.
It's our clap.
Every single episode is gonna be that. Did you do that last week?
I did the girly one.
Oh, I don't know if I put that in. I
Don't
might
do
have cut
it.
that out.
No.
Okay, it's in this one now.
Don't say that.
Welcome to Day 1 Patch, episode 29. I'm Ryan Johnson. Day 1 Patch is a video game podcast hosted by me, and we have all our guests on here. We're down one short.
We're
With
down
me.
one short.
We're down one, and we're one short. So I have Marty here to help me,
Hello there.
and Matthew Lawrence.
Lou.
Marty Isaacs, by the way, in case you were wondering.
No, I'll just be Marty.
You're just Marty?
You don't need to know my last name.
Oh, it's too late. It's out there.
Nope.
So yeah, we're gonna start off with what we're playing. Now, Marty, you said you haven't been doing too much, so what do you got?
Last week I talked about that I downloaded The Warriors, which is one of my favorite games. I'd say like top 10 favorite games of all time.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, and I finally beat that. It's quite lengthy. It was a Rockstar game, so there's a good chunk of like material in there to get through.
Did you beat it originally?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
No, I destroyed that game like originally.
Good stuff.
That was on PS2.
I played it on the original Xbox.
But
it was on
originally
PS2.
came out on PS2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been playing pretty much.
I like what we had a conversation about Rockstar and how ridiculously good they are. And you said that they could just put out a game, just call it "This game is by Rockstar,"
And
it
people
sell
will buy
copies.
it.
Yeah.
I would buy it.
Matt.
I've been playing a lot of Kerbal Space Program actually. Don't be
Oh,
shaking
we
your
need
head
to
at
get
me.
those Let's Plays up.
Let's Plays up.
I'm not
yes.
sure where Adriano is in the transferring of those.
Okay, well we have multiple copies regardless. They're not gonna get dated. by
No,
any
that's
means.
fine. I just
But anyway, so yeah, we have some Let's Plays coming up. But regardless, as you may have heard our last episode, I don't know if Ryan has had any progress, but we currently have a Cold War going on with one of our other friends who just picked up the game, doesn't even know how to use any of the electronic guidance systems or anything, and almost actually made it to the moon.
You mean the Mun?
That will be the Mun, which would be that's actually Connor. Connor almost made it. He's like he built this monstrosity. I couldn't even see what was happening. Like there were so many rockets and so much fuel, and I was like,
see.
oh,
That's
that thing's
not
just gonna-
efficient though. That's not even. That's not.
It's not efficient at all. And if he turns slightly, the thing might explode. It's all rickety and shaken. He almost made it up there though. So that's what I mean. So
Because
anyway,
on like YouTube, I saw a guy. He used like 3 of those orange fuel tanks, and he made it to a planet much further out than the moon. So
well,
it's not about the size. It's not. You need the perfect amount of fuel to lift your rocket there and get home.
well, it also depends what your rocket does.
Yeah.
So okay, well, just as a brief explanation of what this is, so we're not just blammering on about something. Kerbal Space Program is basically a game, a sandbox game where you basically just make various trips around to different planets and whatever. You make your own custom creations to get there, space planes, etc. So anyway, back to our topic of discussion. You can also build bases too, though. So I think the reason why you can make such massive things of fuel is if you just want a little lunar lander, you don't need much fuel. But if you're trying to build a base up there, you're gonna need to like so much fuel and so much power because you have to carry a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Now, do you actually know how to make a base? I noticed this
I
yesterday.
know nothing past making a rocket. Like my first goal was just to get an orbit going, which I did, but I screwed it over and I crashed into the Earth.
Oh yeah. Oh, so like I thought you said it was actually working, or like.
I got an orbit. It just wasn't the perfect circular one, like the one you achieved.
Oh, okay.
It was more of an oval, oblong kind of thing. But I did have an orbit. Yeah.
It's actually very finicky because I find that like I did it on my laptop and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make it up there. So I just built a custom satellite, like a square satellite, and put some antennas, whatever, on it, some solar panels, and I like flew up there. And I was like, oh, this is like nothing to it. I made a perfect circle, no problem. So I was like, oh, well, this game doesn't cloud. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to do it on my desktop.
Yeah.
Like I was having problems with Z-axis, and there was stuff flying around, and it was a disaster. So, but it's an innovative game. I like it. It's good.
As for me, I've like I said last week, it's a slow summer. Couple games have just come out recently, which was Dragon's Crown and Tales of Exilia. But I'm not too interested in JRPGs.
The ladies at EB Games were really pushing Dragon's Crown on you.
Yeah.
Is that the one that was on Vita as well? That's the one
Yeah.
we're looking at, right? Okay.
It was that side scroller kind of old school kind of.
Okay.
game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe when the price comes down, I might take a look. But
Dynasty Warriors 8, I think, right?
No, I'm not
Do it
getting.
up,
No,
man.
I'm not getting that. But I've just been trugging away on GTA 4.
Yeah, we've been playing. Actually, yeah, we were.
It's
A lot
pretty
of
old
us
game
playing
for
that.
you.
I know. It's hurting. That's why I'm taking so long.
Why is it?
Mm.
Why is it hurting? I don't understand.
It's old. Like I said, I can't play the first 3 years of this generation games.
But
I can't do it.
He's a futurist.
No, but does it seem old? Like to me,
Yes.
it doesn't seem old.
No, GTA. It looks old. It feels old.
Even Ballad of Gay Tony.
I haven't played that yet. But
You know,
regardless,
online we were playing it.
yeah. But this is basically the same. There's no difference. All the graphics are the same. Everything looks the same. You run the same. The guns shoot the same.
I honestly don't think GTA looks old. I honestly think like if they released another Grand Theft Auto that looked identical to that, I wouldn't even complain.
No, but the one that got coming out with the level of detail they got on that one.
No, I
Beastly.
understand that, but I mean, like even if they released another GTA 4, I wouldn't complain. Like not GTA 4 obviously, but like a different story.
Well, see, now here's the weird thing with me. If they released another, like, let's say GTA 5 was basically just a new story, but with all the same hardware and or graphics that you had with GTA 4, I would play it. I'd be able to play it.
I don't know what.
But the
heck?
fact that it's so old, for some reason, my brain's like, nope, you got to play something new, get it done. And I haven't beaten Far Cry 3, and
What
I
the
probably
heck?
never will because it's already too late. When I go back, I'm like,
it's
nope,
not even old though.
Mm.
there's something wrong with me. I know.
It's not. No, but like that literally it can't even be considered. It's not even a year old, is it?
No.
What the heck? You gotta beat up Far Cry 3.
I have to be with the times of the people.
Far Cry 3 is
Nothing happening now, though.
No, that's why I'm playing GTA
Mm.
4, and it pains me.
So you haven't moved on to any of their campaigns. Right?
The DLC campaign?
Yes.
No,
Don't do the Lost and Damned.
I'm going to.
He bought it.
Why not? And it's pretty short, isn't it?
I'm gonna say that I think so. God, it didn't feel like it, but put it this way, like it's I've beaten every Grand Theft Auto other than 3 because I started 3 when I was pretty young, so whatever. But I've beaten all the ones that I've actually when I was competent and like intelligent enough to beat them. I've beaten all of them. I played Lost and Damned for maybe like 4 hours. I was like, I can't do this.
What was wrong with it then?
I just think it's a stupid environment. It's just I don't like biker gangs. Like it's just
Oh,
dumb. Like,
okay.
I don't think biker games are dumb. I just think that they didn't have a very good portrayal. I don't know. I just didn't like the game.
All right, let's move on to apps with Marty.
Naps with Marty. Here we go.
That's getting sadder every time.
It's like a comedian telling the same joke
Oh yeah.
every
yeah.
time he comes out. All right, bit of a weird one. I do not know where this app came from, but long time ago, back when I had a 3GS, it appeared on my phone.
Appeared.
I didn't download it. I don't know who downloaded it on my
Okay.
phone, but it was there, so I played it. It's called I Shoot Light, and this is a pretty old app. This was back in the bad old days when the App Store first came out. Basically, you're a tank, and you can play with up to 3 different players. This is not online, by the way. This is just on the same screen, so you can pass around the around the phone with your friends, or you can play against a computer. But basically, you're a tank, and there's multiple types of ammunition you can do, and you're given a amount of money, and you have to spend your money on this currency, and you go through these rounds of trying to shoot these other tanks. The way you do this is you it's kind of like a little 2D thing, and you're on a little playing field of like hills, so you got to kind of angle over the hills to shoot them, but the different types of ammo will fly differently, so you gotta kind of gauge like where you're gonna fire this. And everybody takes their turn. It's turn based, and you have rounds, and at the end of the round you're awarded money, so you can buy more ammunition. You can get the special kind you can spend like 15 grand and you can get a nuke that'll just blow everybody up. Other than that, there's not too much to this game. It's damn fun. It's still on my phone. Ever since I decided to play it like a few years ago, it's still on here. I refuse to delete it because every once in a while I'll pop it in. The graphics are pretty bad. It's a pretty terrible looking game. But the physics are fine. The physics and shooting are fine.
Has it received any updates? Like, is it have the
I don't-
iPhone 5 screen?
I don't
at all?
update.
Oh, okay.
Now, since it's an older game, does it have microtransactions?
There's nothing to buy.
Holy crap! Seeing that?
There's nothing to buy in this game. Basically, you get... No, that's it. You just play the game.
Fair enough. Look at
Yeah.
that.
I can recommend it. It's called iShoot Lite. Lite.
Oh, so it's not the paid version.
It's not the
It's
paid
the free-
version.
Okay.
I don't know where this app came from, but I like it.
It's magic. Magic.
Yeah, it's apps with Marty. Recommendation: iShoot Lite.
Okay, thanks, Marty.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our very first story. This is Xbox One and PS4 hardware essentially the same, says John Carmack, who is an id Software co-founder. I think we all basically knew this was true.
Yeah.
Wasn't the big fight the RAM? Or I forget what they were now, but it was like one was like DDR3 or something, one was DDR5.
Xbox One is DDR3 and then PS4 is DDR5. Now, we've asked you this before, but does that make a difference?
It does, but I mean, with experienced developers, like making things kind of streamlined, as well as the fact that most things are probably going to be made on Xbox and then ported.
Well, I don't know now because now Sony's using basic PC architecture.
That's true, but I think Xbox is doing the same, isn't it?
Well, they've always done that, right?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. But
Oh, their CPU is a custom chip, I think. It's like an
Oh.
Xbox Microsoft chip, isn't it?
yeah, but I mean, if it uses the x86 architecture, we don't know. But regardless, with an experienced developer and making sure the game's streamlined, I'm sure it'll be fine. Plus, we're not
But
gonna
now, let's take that. An experienced developer with DDR5, could they not make a better game getting more out of that little boost of RAM?
yeah, because RAM will be more or less like your how I would understand it from a standpoint is like if say you're playing Watch Dogs, it'll be loading the area immediately around you,
Mm-hmm.
and then or like if you like run down the street and then run back in RAM, it'll be faster for the game to grab it from RAM because it already loaded that street rather than grab from hard drive or whatever or from the disk or whatever.
So it won't be that noticeable then. It's not really a huge deal breaker, right?
No, I could see it maybe like a few frames, like if you really wanted to like watch the frame rate somehow, like had some way to think. But I mean, I don't think we're gonna because we won't be hitting the top of the hardware right now anyway.
Yeah.
So
the John Carmack says that it's almost weird how close the two next generation platforms are. But I think for the most part, the PS3 and Xbox 360 are essentially the same units.
It's gonna
right?
be the same for the next generation. All it's gonna come down to is which exclusives you prefer.
But what's weird about it is like how does this happen? How do they create the same?
They're competing, so they're trying to one up each other. So they're including things that the other has until they just become the same thing again.
I don't know why a company doesn't just take a hit. I guess both. Well, Microsoft might be better positioned to do this, but just do something that blows everyone away. Just put a super good like graphics card in there or something,
then it's a PC.
and sell it at a loss.
But then it's a PC. Then it's the same price as a PC, which is then going to entice me. Like if I see my consoles are going to be $1,700 and I can build a really good computer for $1,700, I'm going to be more enticed to go buy the PC, hook it up via HDMI to my TV, and have my Xbox 60 controller as my controller.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't want to deal with the whole PC crap. There's a lot of people who don't want to.
There's a lot of
Mess with
people who that's true, but I think they just don't want to scare anyone away, right? I guess.
Yeah.
But it's also what I was also thinking is suppliers. Both companies are trying to look for the cheapest and best hardware for bang for their buck. Maybe people should look at their suppliers. Maybe the suppliers are the same.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny.
You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
same like warehouse
Just
and
raking in
wherever.
the dough.
One thing to note though is that I think there was a poll done that said most people don't really care about the hardware. It's not a selling point for them which one has the better hardware.
Right.
It really comes down to the games, and so it's mostly an exclusive war, which Sony won the last half of this generation,
That's true.
in my opinion. Is they won the exclusive war because all Xbox had was Halo and Forza,
God
Forza.
damn it.
a little bit of Forza, and a few others, but I think Sony had the better batch.
I think we were mentioning this before, actually. I think we touched on it with mobile phones, where mobile phones, like a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, my processor's better and this and that. But a lot of people, they don't mention, they don't like go pick up their phone and look, oh, my phone is a quad-core processor. They go, oh, my phone has Android. My
Yeah.
phone has this version of this. So I think it really comes down to the software experience, right?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, if I'm on a mobile phone and my phone is slower than yours, but mine has a better processor, well, you know, it's a problem. So
you're right. An Android user is not going to like the Apple OS, the iOS, right?
right,
And then the same person who likes iOS isn't going to like Android, regardless of whether the specs are better.
Yeah,
There's just some people that aren't going to switch, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus, like on the PC, people are like elitists, right?
So speaking of hardware, I guess it matters to Microsoft because the GPU speed has been increased since E3.
Yeah, they clocked it up.
This comes from a corporate vice president, Mark Whitten.
I think he's the one that introduced the hardware, right?
Is that who it was?
I think. I don't know for sure. I think he was the one that like was like explaining it a little bit at the conference.
Yeah. So now he says that a 53 megahertz bump to the GPU speed. Now, Matt, does that make any difference? 53 megahertz.
Again, like it's kind of one of those things where not really, but it is like any boost is a good boost. Like I mean, you might see a few frames
Sure.
be thrown in every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but more or less, no. Like 53 megahertz isn't really that much.
So is that even worth stating?
It's worth stating for people who want to really like there's a lot of people out there who really like their stats, and there's also some people who like to mod.
Well, now did they get this out of hardware? Did they like do something to the chips, or is this software side? Were they able to get more performance out of its software side?
They could have hardware overclocked it. Like they could have flashed like a new control. I don't know the exact name, but I guess it'd be like a little controller software. Or
Well,
even,
because like I have to imagine they're going into production right now.
Yeah.
If they want to make some for.
It could be just software. Like software easily overclocks things too.
Yeah.
It's just a faster clock speed. So like basically like it just keeps running through because like how electronics work is like there's a pulse and then they do something. So pulse instruction, like that's how it does it.
Okay.
So now it's just more pulses. So yeah, that's basically it. So now it can just in a certain amount of time, it just can do more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So rising costs of AAA could stifle innovation. This comes from Ubisoft boss Jade Raymond, who is heading up Ubisoft Toronto. They're saying that working on big budget games they must invest in new technologies and business models to balance the costs. So I mean games. What do they cost? I don't know how much games even cost to make. I think maybe 20 to 50 million. I think.
Is it actually that high? I was thinking like 10
so.
million or not even.
I guess maybe the lower end games, maybe, but AAA games, I think the cost upwards from up at least upwards of 10 million. You know, and I think SOTOR cost 250 million.
Jesus.
It was EA's biggest game.
It's them cutscenes.
Just those hugely animated, yeah. What do you guys think about the rising costs of AAA games? Is that good for the consumer or no? Do you think they'll put it onto us, the costs?
Like paying $70 for a game?
Yeah.
Now? Because oh god.
Well, I if I remember correctly, wasn't it back in the PS2 days? Games went up to like $69 or $79.
Yeah,
and then
I
they
remember
actually went down.
I remember specifically that it was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets game that cost $75. It cost $75.
That was a great game.
That's how much
though.
Disney Infinity costs.
That was the last good Harry
$74.99.
Potter
But you
game.
get little toys with it. I mean,
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But I mean, if I remember correctly, like I think a lot of games started following suit, and then they just went down for some reason. I don't know whether there was a limitation put in place, like a law or something. But
Nobody wants to pay that much. For
yeah,
the game.
I think they probably saw a sales numbers decrease, which isn't good. I mean, they're trying to get more money, but so.
well, like I mean, we're seeing a lot of games not selling out now. Like I mean, like we used to see games sell out all the time, really, really quick, but now we have so many different IPs out there. We're kind of diluting sales. Like, and like a lot of people they're stuck to a budget, so they're not like me. If I want it, I'll just go buy it.
Yeah, I think most gamers, not casual, like the medium gamer, probably gets like one game a month, maybe.
So, something like that.
So they probably really
That's
have to
fair,
decide what they want to get, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
But unlike you and me, Matt, I'll buy every triple game that comes out. You know.
yeah, like just do it up. Like I mean, but then again, like it also depends too, because like some people have more than one hobby, right? Like I mean,
Yeah, some people aren't that into gaming, but they'll get all the good games, but they're not as focused as like we are.
yeah.
Like reading news and stuff all week.
Or they'll look at price first. They'll be like, oh, that's like a really sweet game. I really want it. I'll play it all day. Oh well, it's $20. I'll wait.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, me personally, I'll wait till it goes down in price, and then I'll buy it used.
Have you guys noticed that it seems like prices are coming down a little bit quicker?
Oh yeah, like they drop down to like $40 a lot faster now.
Yeah,
like a
which is
month or
kinda
two.
nice.
Yeah.
That's true. Some games are starting out at 40 around. Like Payday 2 is around 40 on the consoles at least.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So.
But it's kind of weird the time that we're in right now, because it only seems like AAA games sell, and there's a big push for indies, but I don't think indies make a whole heck of a lot of money. You know.
I wouldn't say that There's some pretty big like fan markets out there. Like other like for example, like if you make an indie game and you get like seen,
Mm-hmm.
you're making you make a fuck ton of money.
That's got to be hard to do. I mean,
Just-
with like Notch, he hit like some sort of
Notch is
jackpot
ridiculous.
somehow.
Like
Struck
I would,
oil.
I would never
Yeah.
work again. I would never do anything ever again.
Well, he still helps with the game, right? He's
That's
still
true.
doing stuff, isn't he?
But what actually hits it? Well, Jeb does most of the work now. But
Yeah.
the main thing is getting seen by YouTubers now. Actually, is a big thing now. So like Cube World is starting to show up on YouTube. So now
Mhm.
people are buying Cube World. Game Dev Tycoon started showing up on YouTube. People are buying that game like crazy. Because if Yogscast, if you guys watch any YouTube, you know Yogscast, right? Well,
No.
Yogscast is really big on YouTube, and they have the Yogscast, which is like a big bunch of people,
Mhm.
and then they also have individual channels themselves. They do a bunch of Let's Play series. If there's like 100,000 views, like probably I guarantee like 20,000 of those people are gonna go buy the game because they're like, holy crap, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Buy the game.
Okay, this next story I was actually really surprised by, and so was the guys at Naughty Dog. Apparently, there's been backlash over the Last of Us gender roles. Now, neither of you have.
Ugh.
Well, Matt, how much have you played Last of Us?
I'm still at the Capitol building. I've been playing the crap out of multiplayer though.
Man, you gotta.
At least I'm actually playing the game.
Yeah, but
right?
don't abandon the campaign.
I'm not.
So,
I haven't abandoned the campaign, but the multiplayer is fantastic.
it's such a beautiful campaign. But yeah, the gender roles, and maybe you guys can just be able to tell just from Matt's limited play and Marty just seeing gameplay and whatnot.
Yeah.
But how do you feel how Ellie is portrayed in the game?
I don't know. I go ahead.
Just based on looking at the gameplay and trailers I've seen, it's that Joel seems to always be protecting her.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem as independent as she could be, I suppose.
So you think she actually needs to be more independent?
I don't think she needs to be. I don't know what their relationship is in that game, but
Yeah.
she doesn't seem like she would be alive if it wasn't for Joel.
But like if you follow games closely, you'll probably know there's something looming over the gaming industry, and it's this kind of sexism about women and their roles in the games.
Mm.
For the most part of video game history, it's all been scantily clad women, and they're always just kind of there as a sex symbol.
How many women play video games?
50%, over 50% actually are play.
I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. I don't believe that. I honestly don't
think
believe it.
I mean, I think for the most part it's a little bit casual, but there are a lot of hardcore female gamers.
But are we considering like the person who plays Angry Birds on their phone?
That's
No,
what I don't know. It depends on who's doing the poll.
That's not a game.
Because if you talk to anyone, any chick, oh yeah, I play Angry Birds or whatever. But if you're like, let's go play Call of Duty, she's like, what's that? What's Xbox? What's that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or like Xbox is for Netflix, right? No, like fuck, you know.
But yeah, I think it's great to support females in games, and they always get hate on when they go online, which is brutal and needs to be stopped.
Yeah, everyone tries to talk deeper.
Um,
Do you not? Do you, I do find in The Last of Us though that the females take a backseat thus far.
really?
So
Because even Tess, you've played with Tess. She's a strong female lead.
yeah, so you play with your daughter in the beginning. I'm not gonna give away what happens and all this stuff, but
Yeah.
you play with the daughter in the beginning. She takes a backseat almost immediately, as you know.
Actually, literally.
Literally takes a backseat, and then she literally just whatever. Then you play with Tess,
Yeah.
and Tess takes a backseat. Then she's out of the story for a while.
No, but regardless of whether she's in the story or not, her character herself is not the typical big chested, half naked woman.
That's
she's
true.
she's a strong woman who gets the job done.
But
And she almost seems like she's kind of the dominant one in their kind of quasi relationship, her and Joel.
it does seem like that, but I don't want to give anything away. But the man, if you will, prevails early on in the story.
But
That's
not because of her character though.
No,
there's
but
more
the
of a
thing
story.
is-
Trait.
more of a story thing. But I mean, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of shown like that.
But now Ellie, if you finish the game, you might change your opinion on Ellie. But Ellie is another strong female lead character in the game, and so it's kind of weird that Naughty Dog is getting backlash over this.
I think it comes down to the fact that everyone gets backlash for everything. Like the fact that we are allowed opinions is actually kind of a bad thing almost because like I don't mind people saying, hey, I think the female should take a higher role or whatever. Just say it, that's fine, but don't give the company crap for it.
Yeah,
It's their story. They made it. That's the story they wrote.
Like I don't mean like I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like this, but I always find that like I almost find it sexist to try to flip it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like,
force
the
it.
story's like this. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it kind of deals with the battle of video games being art too. Because maybe that's just the art style you want. You know, if
Exactly.
you want to draw a woman like that, I mean, that's your art style.
What about
but,
Tomb Raider? Like,
Yeah.
holy crap! Like,
but they did mature her for the new game. I mean, you know,
She wasn't
She
so
was-
sexualized.
yeah.
exactly. But even still, like, I realized that she got beat up, and like that's not even a spoiler. Like, that's shown in like all the trailers. But
That's
the
all
point
that's
is-
shown in the trailers.
No, but the thing is, she got beat up, but she kept going.
Yeah.
And she's the main person throughout the whole story, and she was the only one who ended up saving a bunch of people a bunch of her friends in the storyline at different intervals and stuff.
Mhm.
You know.
But I do think the portrayal of women in video games is coming quite a far way, and it should keep going. So, let's move on. Speaking of Tomb Raider, Square Enix. So yeah, we've covered Square Enix a couple times about their kind of weird money problems. They're not making as much money as they want to, and
They're not meeting their game sale expectations.
which is
This
ridiculous.
is Final Fantasy.
It's Final Fantasy keeping them down. I think
Fuck.
they keep pumping out what I don't follow Final Fantasy a lot.
I hate it. I'm going to say it right now. Like, you can flame me all you want on the like whatever forums. I hate it.
But their Western games did okay for the most part. Tomb Raider sold upwards of 3 million. I don't think Hitman did too well, but I think they did.
Hitman is fantastic though. It's really fun.
The game's good, sure, but like whether it's sold or not, may have to do with marketing. I don't know.
It's always. Have you seen any game commercials lately?
No. But they're gonna have a comprehensive review of upcoming games, so I guess they're gonna go over and see what they can do to fix some stuff. And the Tomb Raider sequel has been announced, so.
Yay, more sequels.
Hey, you know what? Tomb Raider.
But yeah,
That was freaking amazing. That was one game that I'm going to say right now, I actually enjoyed Tomb Raider more than The Last of Us at this time. There it is. I was stared at. I was
Well,
a
no,
little awkward.
I was at Aaron's with Marty last night, and I'd say that it's kind of sad that Tomb Raider came out in the same year as BioShock Infinite and The Last of Us. It's gonna get snookered from Game of the Year.
Honestly, I think I like at this point, like if I started, okay, say if I played 3 hours of each game, honestly, the Tomb Raider takes it. I honestly think that.
The combat is fantastic in Tomb Raider.
I think the game's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Marty, you should play it.
Oh man, yeah.
Actually, do you want to borrow Spec Ops? Spec Ops?
I want to start with Spec Ops.
Next story. As you may know, the Xbox One and PS4 can have DVR-like functions, so you can capture your gameplay footage and share it on, I guess, whatever social networks that they decide, maybe their own.
Twitch and stuff.
I'm not
Twitch-
signing up
Twitch,
for like
stuff
their
like that.
own type of thing if they make one.
Well, no, it'd just be like your Xbox Live account,
okay.
so or PlayStation Plus. But the Xbox One's DVR function captures in 720p at 30 frames per second.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess I'm not sure if it has to do with capacity, if they can't do 1080 at 60 frames.
When we did the Let's Plays, I do 30.
Yeah?
It's just easier on the PC.
Well, how much can you record again of your gameplay?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
That's for the Xbox One only.
Hmm.
But the cool thing is you can add voiceover and picture-in-picture via Kinect, so you can be there talking.
So you can just set up your own commentary on
Face
your
cam, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting time. And this is only available for Xbox Live Gold subscribers.
Well, considering you pretty much have to have that.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Like most online functions, you need a live membership, don't you? For the 360,
Everything.
everything.
Other than like you
Everything.
just want to buy stuff from the store, yeah.
There's certain games you can't play without internet connection.
See, that's
Yeah, it's true.
Like Far Cry
3.
Yep.
That's ridiculous, by the way.
So yeah, I don't think it's a big deal that it's only in 720 then. That's good enough for most people, really. I mean,
Well, I mean, you're uploading to YouTube.
yeah.
Plus, you saw the size of the freaking files we had.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
I'm sure they're going to have some sort of compression. But do you really need your YouTube video in 60 frames? I mean,
No, it's not. I don't even know if YouTube is possible. It's capable of doing that.
yeah, it doesn't even work.
YouTube has 4K though. They have a couple 4K videos. I tried to load one, didn't work.
Have you seen a 4K frame? A 4K frame, I think someone said it's like 4 megabytes, a single
Oh Jesus!
frame.
God damn.
Like, people are saying that like they're gonna have to come out with like terabyte hard drives are gonna be obsolete. Like, you cannot have a terabyte hard drive. You're nuts if you have anything below like 10.
That's only if
terabytes.
4K takes off.
If 4K
First,
takes
people
off-
need to buy the TVs, and then they need to buy the Blu-ray players because the current ones can't play 4K Blu-rays.
Can a friggin' 4K movie fit on a Blu-ray?
Yeah,
A short film.
4 megs a frame?
I think like a 4K video is only like 8 gigs or something like that.
Compression has to be.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Whether it takes off or not, I think it's too soon. We just got Blu-ray. I'm still building my Blu-ray collection. It's not even as big as my DVD collection.
I
You
still
know?
prefer buying DVDs as well. They're like
Over
$5.
Blu-rays?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, DVDs are cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy Oblivion on Blu-ray, man. Do it up. I bought that shit day one.
That does not interest me.
I love his ship in Oblivion.
I
His little
just
pod
want
ship,
to
that
see
ship
it
is
on
amazing.
my sound system and stuff.
Yeah.
It just looks amazing.
Now, on the contrary to the DVR stuff, PS4 does not require PlayStation Plus.
Correct.
So there's Sony winning a little tiny war here. So you can record 15 minutes and don't need a subscription.
But you can't play online.
No, but you can share your gameplay online
Okay,
if you're
I
playing a
guess
single
that's true.
player. And then also the Xbox One is now shipping with a headset.
God damn it.
Beforehand, it did not ship with a headset.
They're always trying to one up each other here.
This is actually a disaster. They haven't put the consoles together. That just shows it.
Well, no, I think Xbox is done. They've released a unboxing video.
Yeah.
I think they're set with their packaging, because these things have to start going in boxes, getting ready to ship by now.
Unless we're gonna
What is
have
it?
one
3 months away?
friggin-
A couple months away? What is it? It's August,
I don't know. what the
September,
hell-
October, November. Right?
Yeah.
3 months away.
You know what's good though? It's holy crap. But
It's coming up
Jesus.
fast.
Oh shit! I gotta save like $2,000 for that. Anyway, but the thing is, like it
If you hadn't known by now, whenever Matt buys a new console, it comes like way more expensive than it actually
yeah.
is.
Okay, I paid $600 and I am not kidding. $675 for a PlayStation Vita. I don't know what happened. I just bought it and I was like, whatever. It's Vita. I have to spend it. It's a new console. And then I get home and Ryan's like the next week's like, I only spent like $300. I'm like, what? How? Like, what happened?
Well, okay, wait. You buy the system.
I bought the
$250.
first edition though. Like I have a special case and
How much was that?
an additional $50.
So yours is now at $300 plus that comes with a 4 GB memory chip though. Right?
Correct.
So that's clear.
And I bought some games,
What
but
else did you
I don't know what
buy?
happened.
They definitely just charge you an extra like $200.
Well, I got fucked. Hey, when I
Maybe you
bought
bought
a,
two
when I bought
Vitas.
a 3DS, when I bought a 3DS, it
Two
was
Vitas.
I think it was $275
How much for what?
for a 3DS, $275 after the price drop.
And you bought games with that as well?
I bought one game.
And does that ship with an SD card or
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already in there.
okay?
It's actually a full SD card.
And then your Wii U, how much did you spend on that?
The Wii U was about, I think that was about 600, but that was I did buy like 7 games.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
I bought a lot of games.
You bought all.
So you're gonna have to be careful when you buy the PS4 and Xbox One. Don't be spending so much money on those.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna start throwing. I think every month I might throw like $200 at it just to lower it, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Left 4 Dead 3 spotted
Oh
during
my
Valve
God.
office tour.
This is amazing.
What's hilarious about this is, let me see here. A Dota 2 subredditor was given a tour of the Valve studio in the Seattle offices, and I guess they found Left 4 Dead and Source 2. I don't know what Source is.
Source is the engine that runs Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
Runs everything. Yeah.
Okay. So they found that in some sort of internal project tracker.
Oh, it's so good.
How did they see that?
I don't know. I think they're in a picture too.
Well, the guy. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I haven't seen the picture, but I'm just guessing. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like some guy, like a project manager, and they just like.
I wouldn't be surprised if they stopped letting people tour if they're gonna get leaks like this.
Yeah.
Whatever, yo, that's amazing. Like freaking Left 4 Dead 3. Good lord.
Good lord.
Probably for
indeed.
next gen, right?
Yeah, and PC probably.
And PC. Yeah.
Well, definitely.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it came out on this gen as well.
I think it's too early. I think
Depends on how far they are in development, right?
Yeah, because Left 4 Dead 2, they announced at E3 and it didn't come out until November. So
I'm excited.
that was so fucking good.
Does Valve know how good they are?
No.
No, because they're dying right now because they haven't released anything.
Oh, they've had some layoffs, right?
Gabe Newell's
that right?
just sitting in a pile of cash, rolling around.
I guess they could just live off Steam if they wanted.
Yep,
You know.
just sit there, roll around, and
Although, how do they make money by selling games at like a couple dollars?
It's a digital distribution. They upload it and they get authorization probably from the devs.
But then the publishers don't make any money.
Good.
I don't know. I honestly I don't know. I don't
Well,
get it.
I think this is an IGN they were talking about it. It's like you go on the Steam sale, right? You buy a game. You're like, okay, it's a couple dollars, right? And you're like, oh, there's another one. And you just keep buying, and it kind of just adds up,
That's true.
you know?
But it's different publishers though.
Yeah, but I mean, they probably pay the publishers something, right? There's
They
probably
should.
like a percentage that they get. Has to be something. The publishers wouldn't be using Steam if it was that bad.
Yeah, no, there's definitely something, but I just don't know what.
Yeah. So Left 4 Dead 3 could be coming to you soon.
I think
I
it's
hope
almost
so.
guaranteed at this point.
Was this the first 3 that Valve's done?
No.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
They've probably done other games 3 in it.
But isn't that like the Valve?
Yeah, there's no Half-Life 3. There's no Team Fortress 3. There's no.
No Portal
Left 4
3.
Dead.
They better freaking make Left 4 Dead 3.
So Matt, you have your PS4 pre-ordered.
Correct.
The people in the United Kingdom might not be so lucky, as pre-orders are no longer guaranteed for launch in the UK.
I confirmed that in EB Games. I was like, "Does this confirm launch day?" And he said, "Yes." If that doesn't happen, then I'm getting my $50 back.
Well, I think if you pre-order early, like what you did like a couple days after E3, right?
No, the day.
The day of
the
E3?
day it was announced, I actually locked a Xbox One and a PS4 in my cart on Best Buy, because you can lock your cart for 24 hours, but you have to pay them up front for them,
Yeah.
for the consoles. And I locked them in my cart, and then I went to EB Games the next day at noon around at lunch, and I just paid that.
So this is crazy. This must mean that Sony cannot meet the production quantity to fulfill all the people that are pre-ordering.
See, that's actually a problem, because like I mean the pre-order idea, like based on the fact that no other console other than like the Wii U really has done it, is the fact that like the other consoles were a disaster. You couldn't find PS3, you couldn't find Xbox 360 for months after.
Yeah.
Almost a year. It took a year for it to get like half decent. So like I mean, the pre-orders is to allow the company to be prepared, as well as make some prior money, and if customers bitch, you just say, well, you could have pre-ordered it.
But maybe this is overwhelming their production. Like you can only create so many units within a certain amount of days.
But then you cut off pre-orders. That's what you do. Or you cut
so
off
why
day
don't
one.
they? That's weird, eh?
Yeah, you just say no more pre-orders. Cut it.
Yeah.
Done. I
I'd
don't
be pretty
understand.
pissed if I wasn't gonna get my console day one.
Because you know what a company should do is launch a certain amount of pre-orders, right?
Right.
And then make like double that. Because you're gonna get people who come in who didn't pre-order who still want to buy it.
You're gonna have idiots that are like, well, where's the PS4? It comes out today. Well,
It should be on the shelf, should it not?
it should be.
It launched that day. Just the pre-order people shouldn't just be the ones scooping them up. You should have shelf models, and
But they're not gonna do that. They're gonna be gone like a.
because me and Marty went Wii U searching, if you can believe it or not, on the
Hunting.
day it came out, and at Walmart you had to pre-order to get one.
Yep.
They would not give you one unless you pre-ordered.
That see to me that's fair, because you had the option. Like I don't like the mentality of people saying, well, like I walked in and they didn't have any.
No, but here's the thing.
There's only a number of pre-orders.
But
Yeah.
here-
You
but
can't
wait.
pre-order. That's too damn bad. You wait another month. That's not good.
Here's the thing. They said it comes out this day, and
But
you
it
can also
doesn't.
pre-order. And you go out, it's like, oh, it launched today. Where is it? It's not launching next month. It launched that day.
Yeah.
If you can't go into a store and pick it up, like everything else that launches on its day that it came out.
But then it's just then it's gonna be like the last gen. It's just gonna be Armageddon. There's gonna be people.
But pre-orders should be, we have so many that we're gonna put on the shelf. You can save these ones.
Just to guarantee yourself you get one.
Yeah. It shouldn't just be these are only for the pre-orders. The rest of you are screwed.
You have to remember though, like if remember, like say for example, Sony just makes 100 consoles, and there's only 10 stores. Each store gets 10 things. If 10 pre-orders fill up, hey, those people thought initiative. Like, think about it this way: like, if you rushed in early enough, you would have gotten it. It's the same thing with launch day. If you wait till like 6 p.m. on launch day for anything that's really big, you're not gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to be there early. Like, if there's only a certain stock for things.
That's why I always think they should just double their initial numbers. If you
See,
see so many pre-orders coming in, you should double that.
But
now.
if you what about your stock? Like, if you get stuck with that much stock, you're in
It's
trouble.
gonna sell. You know it's gonna sell.
But isn't it different chips and stuff for each different country? You don't know how much you can sell to each country.
Well, you know the general spending habits of each country.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
Xbox is gonna sell a lot more in the U.S. than
even 25%
Asia.
more would even be enough. Like
Yeah.
just to keep it, because like I mean, if like somebody's not going to be super upset if they didn't pre-order, they didn't take the initiative, and then PlayStation 4 comes in the next week. That's not too bad. Like considering before it was like we don't know, maybe 6 months. Like what the heck?
These things are gonna be around for the next 10 years. It's okay if you overstock.
That's what I mean. They're going to sell them. It's not like they're stuck on the shelf. We're losing money because they're stuck there.
Yeah.
They've already sold them to the stores.
Yeah.
Sony has their money once they're on the shelves. You know.
That's true.
So, our last story is a Nintendo one. Now I know we bashed Nintendo pretty hard here on day one patch.
I try not to.
We should probably be a little bit nicer to them because they're part of the history of video games and a lot of people's childhood memories.
Out with the old and with the new.
Survival of the fittest, right, Matt?
Yep. Get out.
So Nintendo is continuing to sell their Wii U hardware at a loss. We covered this when the Wii U first came out, that all console units were being sold at a loss, but with one sale of a piece of software, they would be making money.
Yep.
But since they're not selling any consoles, that means no games are being sold.
It also means that they're not making. They're losing money. They're losing money like crazy. It's ridiculous. Well, we went to EB Games today. They literally have the Wii U in the back corner.
Yeah.
Beside the 3DS and the DS, and the 3DS has like a wall, the whole corner, and then the side, and the freaking Wii U has like half a shelf for the consoles too. Like that's including with the consoles.
Yeah.
They released like one new game, and it takes up a whole row because they're just trying to like make it look good.
The Vita has more shelf space than the Wii U.
Yeah, the freaking Vita. Like what the heck is going on right now?
And their biggest problem is they don't have the games out now.
They keep promising them, but they're not coming
Yeah.
out.
It's not enough to say, oh, wait till next year.
Pikmin 3 though, people are freaking out.
Yeah, that's true. Pikmin's pretty big.
People are freaking out pretty hard.
This may hold over the Nintendo fans for until 2014. I don't know how good of a game Pikmin is and how much replay value it has, but
Well, some people are freaking out about it. That's for sure. Like I could see it moving a few consoles for sure.
They definitely need like a bigger game near the end of this year so they can start selling consoles around Christmas time.
But the problem is their idea of a big game is Mario, right?
Yeah.
and they,
Also, the new console, the new consoles are coming out.
yeah, so they have heavy competition.
They're gonna get destroyed.
No one's talking about the Wii U really right now.
Yeah, there's no commercials for it
Yeah.
anymore.
Like, if you go to all the gaming websites, there's barely any articles about
Wii
Nintendo
U.
or the Wii U. And if it's about Nintendo, it's like the 3DS.
Go
Or about
3DS.
They're dwindling numbers.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo's the next Sega. They need to make the Sega doesn't even do that, but they need to make the 3DS a mobile console, and they just need to. That's it.
But Nintendo said they're not going to give up their hardware.
Yeah.
They're not just going to become a software company.
But the thing is, if once your company starts to fail and it's all hands on deck, you want to throw your whole company because you fail at making a console. That's the thing, right?
I think it's they're striving to be different, but the stuff that they're doing really isn't what the masses want. There's no party chat. Their online is weird. No one goes on
They
it.
don't know what the internet is.
They don't know what the internet is. Like literally.
Why the fuck is my username still locked in my broken console? Like that's ridiculous. I called them. They're like, "Give me a sec, 'cause I gotta go talk to my supervisor." Comes back. Yeah, your credentials are gone forever. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you can't sign in ever again with those credentials. I'm like, so what? I'm like, can I use that email address? No, you gotta make a new email address, man.
So they want you to go make a new email address
Yeah,
just
like-
for.
Yeah, because they're like, you can't use it again. So I'm like, if this one breaks, and it will, if this one breaks, and then I do the same thing as I have a retail warranty, I'm gonna lose all my stuff again. Yeah, pretty much. He's like, technically send it in. I'm like, I'm not gonna frickin' send it to you. Get out of here.
Why not?
Because I bought an exchange warranty. Walk in, I'm like, this is broken. They give me a new one. Walk out.
But now, see, you should have. The one with your credentials on it, you could have got fixed, and you could have kept your credentials.
They don't fix it. They're unfixable. What they do is they attach little leads to the chip. Is how I understand it. They take your data, put it on like a USB stick, put it in your new Wii U, put it in there, call it refurb because they opened it, and there you go.
Well, why did you do that?
No, because I paid because I'm a person who's like very snappy. If someone's like, I'll do this now, but it'll be half-assed, or I can wait 6 months. Like, no, do it half-assed now. Let's get it done.
Because I wondered this as well. Because for Sony, you can only have your information attached to 2 consoles.
Correct.
If 2 of those consoles died, and were like you couldn't repair them, is that all gone then?
But
How do you dislog those ones or get those ones off of the system, and buy a new one and then sign in again?
I'm pretty sure it means that it'll probably just be saved, right?
But no, I'm sure you could call Sony and they could fix it. Unlike Nintendo.
But is it a lock though? Like, is it a lock, or is it like literally just like your credentials are like fully there? So like, say for example, we all 3 of us have PS3, for example. So you're on your thing. You go to my house. You're playing on. You sign in as yourself. You play on my thing. Then you go over to Marty's. It'll say you're already locked at 2 consoles.
Yes.
Which one do you want to take it off of? Take it off of yours. Now it's not deleted, but maybe you have to go and sign in and like resync your trophies or something stupid.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That whatever. Like that's fair enough.
Because like my original PS3, I had the very original fat one. Not original, but it was like the same size, right? And I signed in on my account, made my account on that console and everything. I then took out that hard drive, formatted it. So it's all gone. I never logged out or anything. So my account is still attached to that PS3 technically.
The MAC address, yeah.
And I gave that or sold that to my friend. So I bought my new PS3, logged in. That's now my second account. I can't do it on a third one.
Does it say that somewhere? Does it warn you?
I don't know because I'll have to try to sign in on someone else's.
Maybe they changed it because
PS3.
I know they changed, like, you can now change your email address if you want to
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
I've done that. It reverts back to my old one all the time.
what the heck?
I don't know why.
Mine did not, but you used to be able to do that on Xbox, and now you can't.
Okay, let's move on to the rant. We have another listener suggested rant. Tell us what it is, man.
Okay, so we have a variety of suggestions and then little like lead offs from it. So should I just go through the scenario and then
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
kind of talk? Okay, so basically, on one of our rants that was suggested was why or will the mobile gaming market, so the gaming specific mobile devices such as the 3DS and the Vita, have a market now or in the future when phones are becoming more and more game friendly. They're becoming more powerful. They have better, like, they have GPUs and everything in there, and some of them are getting controllers and gaming peripherals and stuff like that. Then we had Aaron, actually, which has been on the show. He was talking to us, and he said that there will be a gaming market toward this in the future because he's mentioning how phones are always evolving. So like you always have a new phone coming out like every month or whatever. Maybe not like the same series, but there's always a new phone all the time. And they're evolving so quickly. Whereas the Vita may like get a slim Vita or like 3DS XL or something, but you can still play your 3DS games and that. So it's a very steady market.
No.
And then this kind of all ties into our point we made on a prior episode where we were talking about how the consoles, do they have a market with PCs coming out that are actually decently cheaper, like Steambox or whatever. So discuss away, gentlemen.
It's a lot to take in.
Do you want to start, Bernie?
You can start.
Okay. I think the thing with the phones is the phones will never become anywhere close to a console or a handheld mobile gaming device. They're casual games on there. There's some pretty good ones like Real Racing,
Infinity Blade.
There's some high quality games on there, right?
Yeah.
But it's never going to be played the same way as you play a mobile device such as the Vita or the 3DS. And absolutely not even going to come close to a console.
There's really a clear distinction between mobile gaming and handheld gaming.
Yeah, but now the smartphones out there today are pretty powerful, right? Probably the next few iterations will be probably as powerful as the Vita. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now the only way that people are going to actually use their phones for like actual hardcore gaming, I think, is only if it's shipped with a controller, had some sort of UI that was for gaming specifically, and you can send it to your TV.
That's true.
Since it doesn't come with either of those functions, you have to go buy your separate Bluetooth
USB
compatible
things and
controller or like attachments. It's never going to catch on. It's like Adriano said, if you want people to use it, it has to ship with it. You know?
well, that makes sense, but I have an opinion towards where people like their separate devices.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I'll just be like even today we went to EB Games. I was like, I just want a Vita game. Like I just want to pick something up for my Vita. Like it kind of because like people get bored of their phone fast enough.
Yep.
And they want to upgrade. They want to do this and that. So like if your phone is your console too, or your like entertainment or whatever. Like if it's starting to cross over, you're gonna get get bored of it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Now that might actually start conflicting with Aaron's point, where phones are moving quickly. If people start catching on, then they'll be switching their phones a lot if they get bored of it, right? Like phones, maybe like eventually phones won't be locked into contracts. You just go in there, you just buy whatever, and then you just use the carrier service.
There are a lot of people out there who just get the new phone. Like even you get the new phone that
Yeah, I
comes
just
out.
go in there. Well, like a lot of people buy them unlocked and whatever. I just buy them from the carrier. I don't buy them from my carrier. I don't care.
You're on Kudo, so it's kind of easier, right?
Yeah, well, it's easier for me. Like I have to pay the full retail, so it's expensive. But like I know that like some people are saying like companies like Rogers and stuff. Sometimes they'll give them a hard time. Like I know they're technically supposed to sell you the phone, but like I've heard people say like they'll try to go in there and just try to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
They won't sell it to them because they're worried that you're trying to sell the phone or something. I was actually questioned by Kudo. Kudo was like, I asked one rep, I was like, yo, can I buy this? And they're like, yeah, it's this much. So I walked around the mall and I was going to come back and buy it. And then I asked the next rep because they switched shift or whatever. And she's like, no, you can't. I'm like, well, I'm on Kudo. Like, I can't. Like, she's like, oh, well, I guess if you're on Kudo, you just got to prove to me. And then we have to mark it down that you bought it here. Like, they don't want me to buy it and then try to unlock it and then sell it. That's what they're
But
worried
even though
about.
you buy it at full retail price, so that's basically your device.
Correct.
You own that
They're
entire
worried
device.
about that because you can buy like if like say for example they get a Nexus 4,
Mm-hmm.
that's a Kudo Nexus 4. You can go get a Google Nexus 4 right from Google. Why didn't you just do that? That's their mentality. But to me, I'd rather get it from my carrier. That way, I can just go back to them and say, "Hey, this is broken. Get it fixed."
I think all phones should be unlocked. I don't know
get
how
them
to.
unlocked. Legally, they have to unlock them now. You have to pay them though.
But yeah, you have to pay them, right?
$15 or something.
So, but do you still buy it at retail price?
Yes.
Not the subsidized contract price.
Because okay, how Kudo works is you have a tab. So on my first phone, it was $700 or something. I forget total like retail. They paid $200 of it, so I paid $400. So it was actually $600. Whatever. Regardless of which, so I paid $400 retail. But then I pay that back every month or whatever, or I can just give them the money or tell them I don't want to use the tab.
Yeah.
But now my tab's used up because I haven't paid it back. So I could use like the $10 that I paid off. I just said whatever, and I just paid full retail. No tab left because I don't sign a contract. I keep my price as long as I keep paying. And I can just today just be like, you know what, guys, I'm done. Here's your $128 left on my tab. Goodbye.
The phone market is so confusing, and the carriers are they're all buggered up. I don't know what's going on there.
Honestly, like I don't mean to like be like a gloating person, but I mean like Kudo's got it going on. Like they're really really fair. I had a broken phone. I was like, yo, is there a way I can quickly flip this? Like I was like, I will pay you some money. Like, I don't want to pay full retail, but I was like, can I get a brand new one today and like flip this? And he told me, he was like, we will pay you how much we would pay a person trying to sell us back one of our phones that was fully working for a broken phone. That's fair enough. Like that's super fair. Like it wasn't enough for me to be worth it.
Yeah.
But he said like we will just pay you the full, like if this phone was fully working, we'd pay you the same price.
No.
But back to our actual rant.
Yeah.
Well, I think that big carrier mess is one of the reasons why mobile gaming will never take off as the like main reason for gaming.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to deal with carriers just to go out and buy a device so they can play games. That's not why you buy a phone. You're buying a phone to get a phone.
Yeah. It's kind of why the Vita with 3G didn't sell too well either.
You don't need it.
You don't need it, and you don't want to deal with the carriers. No one wants to deal with carriers, you know.
That's very true. Like a lot of people get really worried. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I can't send pictures this month, or I can't do this month, or I can't download apps right now." Or
although we sold a lot of cellular enabled iPads, those sell quite a bit.
I could see that for business.
Yeah, probably.
Because I mean, you can use a hands-free. You could probably use a Bluetooth headset, and I wouldn't be surprised if people are just making calls on Skype.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's one more point about the carriers, and then we'll move on. But I don't even think you need a voice plan or even a texting plan anymore. I think all you need is a data plan, and you can do everything from there. You can send your text over BBM or iMessage or whatever the hell Android's doing.
WhatsApp.
And then with iOS 7, Apple's allowing voice only FaceTime calls. So you can just call someone regularly. It's voice only, no video, and you just make calls that way. So you don't even need.
It's kind of like Skype.
Yeah, it's like Skype, or you can just download Skype.
But the thing is, data is still limited. Data is still the most limited thing on a plan.
You mean in terms of like data cap?
I have unlimited calls. I have unlimited texts. I have unlimited calls Canada wide. I can call Vancouver and just leave the phone on forever. Unlimited calls, unlimited like voicemails, all that crap. Not unlimited data, and it never is unlimited data.
A few offer unlimited, don't they? Maybe in the U.S. I think like
in quotes, Wind.
Okay, yeah.
Wind is very limited service area, 30 gigs of data. Then they start to throttle you. You can still use it.
I think everyone throttles you. Yeah.
But I mean, 30 gigs of data on a freaking, if you're using your phone normally, is pretty ridiculous.
We'll see, but if they got rid of the voice and the text plan, and they could probably boost. They wouldn't need the infrastructure for voice and texting.
I think it's just because voice and texting is going over the same wires, and it's using so little, it's just better. Plus, there comes to be a fact where like there's a lot of people still on regular phones.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who don't have They don't have data. There's a lot of people like who have Android actually don't have data at all.
Yeah.
They just use Wi-Fi. So like I mean they would be screwed.
Yeah.
Plus,
and there are a lot of like areas in the world that don't have data. You may have like a cell signal, but you won't have like 3G or anything.
Plus, how are you supposed to call call centers? How are you supposed to call landlines?
Yeah, that's true.
Like you need to call landlines.
Yeah.
Plus, you can use like Google
well,
Talk
I mean,
stuff,
Skype can call landlines.
For a fee.
Yeah, but
now
I mean,
we're back to carrier fees.
Yeah, they'll work it out somehow. I hope.
Google on the PC, like if you go into Google Talk on your computer, you can call landlines. US and Canada unlimited for free.
Google knows what they're doing, eh?
Google's got the shite, man. Google's an ISP now.
Jeez. I hope they actually expand that because although some cities have turned them down.
Because I think
it was like Toronto. I think Toronto turned them down.
Right? No, it's illegal here.
Yeah. So I mean,
because if I understand the laws, Bell has the infrastructure. It is illegal to have two phone lines running side by side.
I guess it would be needless infrastructure, right?
So Bell comes in, wires everything. Now, if you want to come here, go ahead, pay Bell. Bell's just going to sit there.
Mm-hmm.
AOL pays Bell. Verizon wants to come up to Canada, they're going to have to pay Bell. They have to because Bell has the infrastructure. They just sit. All they're doing is sitting there with their copper and their fiber, and they're 100% good, right?
Yeah. Well, Bell was first, right? Is that how they got that deal?
Yeah, they went to the Canadian government or whatever. It was like, yo, we want to lay infrastructure. Canadian government was like, okay, sign. Pff, there you go. And then Bell's like, all right, well, even if our services fail, we're just going to sit there and just make money.
I don't know how their fiber network's going, but there's nothing online that says like where they're expanding it to. But I just don't feel like they're doing it fast enough. It's probably super expensive, so I understand.
It's a new technology, right? Like, it's a new to the public.
But I mean, it's 2013, mid 2013. In the 21st century, I think everyone should have at least 15 megabits per second.
See, this is another thing actually that even goes back to the mobile phone thing.
They don't even have a third.
This is getting ridiculous. Where we have, imagine everything just ran through our house internet. This goes back to Marty's point with the carriers being ridiculous. So now we have an ISP to your home, and now you have a carrier. If everything's going over data, what's stopping you from just routing everything through your phone?
Yeah.
No one wants the hassle.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's actually a guy at work. He has Wind. He's in range. He has no ISP. He uses Wind and he tethers everything. That's it. All he does. Mobile hotspot it.
Yeah, because for the most part, my 3G on my phone is more stable and loads things better than my Wi-Fi.
Yep.
And what are the speeds of 3G generally?
I don't know 3G, but I know that 4G, like not LTE, but 4G is like a little over 5, I think.
Yeah, so 3G I think is around maybe around 3, 4.
It's pretty decent. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think like 2 at the lowest maybe.
Yeah.
And that runs better than my 5 megabits per second Wi-Fi. So, what's going on there? I don't know. We're at a business here. There's a lot of people using my Wi-Fi. Maybe they're all just sucking up my bandwidth.
You probably just need something better, traffic management. But at the same time, when I'm here, like right now, I'm tethering my internet to my iPad.
Yeah.
Because it's just not worth it. I'm terribly sorry, but your Wi-Fi is just not worth it.
There, I just ran a 3G test for speed, 1.30 megabits per second.
And somehow that's better than my Wi-Fi.
You got to think though, you might actually get 1.30 with that.
2.51 upload speed.
Oh, you mean
1-to-1, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So you're just throwing the internet to yourself. Whereas when you're on your router, you're routing packets all over the freaking
Yep.
place.
Alrighty, we are out of time. Remember to like and
Do
Subscribe.
we have a time limit?
yeah, it's an hour.
We never hit it.
We're at an hour right now.
Job team.
Keep
That's
talking.
why we're out of time. No, we're ending it.
Keep talking.
Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, like us on Facebook. Oops.
Share
Follow
with
us
all
on-
your friends.
Follow us on Twitter. Share.
And thanks for the suggestions.
Yep, and keep sending suggestions. We really enjoy that. We can certainly use the help to put our shows together and add more content. Hopefully, we'll be getting up those
Let's play.
Let's Plays of Kerbal Space Program up pretty soon.
Yep.
And more to come in the future. We've got some new shows planned. Should be good.
Peace.